So a friend and I were mucking around with different deck ideas and accidentally stumbled onto this, whatever this ends up being. Welcome back everyone to more from the Sableyes. I'm Mitch, and today we're going to take a look at a really interesting Rapid Strike combo deck. It is Metagross VMAX and Zeraora V, two Rapid Strike Pokemon that are obviously very powerful in their own right. Metagross VMAX hasn't seen a lot of play though, so let's jump across to PTCGO and see what this deck list is going to be all about. So here is the deck list. It is down in the description, and whilst you're there, leave a like, that would be fantastic. I'm going to try and get 350 likes on this video, and we might do another one tomorrow. I'm trying to limit the amount of stuff I'm doing, so if you hit that 350, then I'll be compelled to do more, obviously. If you like them, then I want to do more of them. Let's look at the cards in this deck list. This is the most important thing in the deck. It is Metagross VMAX, a very cool VMAX card. It's a Rapid Strike Pokemon with 330 HP. It has 2 attacks, and both of them are pretty solid. The first one, Zap Traction, does no damage, but it searches out 2 cards from the deck, and they can be any cards that you like, which is really, really good. It allows you to set up board states which are very powerful. That's only 1 metal energy, so it's very easy to get going. Max Rush is also a very simple attack to utilize. 1 metal, 1 colorless, and it deals 100 damage. The cool thing about Max Rush, though, is that if you attack with the same Metagross again next turn, instead of dealing 100 damage, you deal 250. So you get to do a really big hit with 2 energy as long as you are utilizing the same Metagross. We've decided to pair up this particular Pokemon with Zeraora V. It's obviously a Rapid Strike Pokemon as well, and it has the attack Cross Fist. For 1 lightning and 2 colorless energy, it deals 100, and we can also snipe 160 damage onto the bench. Now, I figured that these 2 Pokemon pair quite nicely. We can utilize Bronzong, right? We can use Metal Transfer to move energies around. We can use the new Spiral energy to utilize as Metal and Lightning, so we can get our Zeraora attacking. And it's just really, really cool to be able to hit for 100 or 250 with our Metagross and then deal some more damage to the bench with Zeraora. It's kind of an awkward combo to explain here. I'll show you it in the games that we've got for you this afternoon. It is very, very cool. And also, the good thing about Bronzong is we can utilize cards like Cheryl to heal all of our damage off of our Metagross VMAXs and make sure that we can keep attacking with Max Rush into the future. So, I'm going to jump over onto the ladder. We're going to play some games. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Check to see if you're subscribed. I'd appreciate it. It's game time. We're ready to go. We're going to attach to this Metagross, play down Zeraora, and then pass. That's pretty much all we have to do. So yeah. Also, thank you very much to everyone that commented on the last video and suggested their preferred method of the amount of games. To be honest, it was very mixed. There were lots of people who were saying that 2 is good, but also a couple that are saying 1 is enough. So I think I'm going to just mix and match. Today we're going to do a couple of games because I think it's a cool deck that I want to show off. But sometimes, if I get a long game, I might only do 1. It's pretty much what I've been doing anyway. So we'll just wait and see how the breeze takes us. Now our hand is actually very good. We have a Metagross VMAX, we have a Bronzong, and we have a Professor's Research, and also we are playing up against Ice Rider VMAX, which is a pretty good matchup for us, you would think. We have the weakness advantage, so we should be able to take some big knockouts, and as long as we get an energy here, we're actually going to knock out this Sobble. As long as we get an energy here, we can knock out this Sobble. Game. Let's Pokecom away this Zeraora. It's always the way, isn't it? We could grab the Zacian. I think I want to grab the Metagross, to be honest. I think this is safer, because we are about to Zap Traction and search our deck for a couple of cards, and one of those cards is going to be an energy, because we want an energy card. So let's have a think here. We probably just get like energy and a draw supporter, I think. So I'm going to let's grab the Spiral. And then I think we probably we can grab Metal Goggles if we want, actually. It'd be a bit more defensive. I think it's better to grab like a Bird Keeper or a Research. It's so tough. I think this is fine. Should we... I should just take like a Research. Research so much safer. I don't like doing it, because Bird Keeper, if it would work, would be an amazing card this turn. but I feel like Research is just so much safer. Bird Keeper could have been really good. We could have max rushed with a benched VMAX. We've already got the Bronzong. Maybe it was the right way to go. We've got the boss, though, so we could potentially just attack with Spiral Energy into that Cali that has the energies on it, which could be good. Also, if they do attack us, we have the Cheryl in our hand. So I think getting the Research is probably the safest thing to do here. It just gives us the most outs next turn. Also, I need a haircut. I just keep catching myself over there. In that direction is my camera, right? Or is my OBS, and I'm over there, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, oh my god, I need to have a haircut. Oh, it's fine. Alright. Just moving my microphone a little bit. Let's see what our opponent chooses to do here. Do they attack into this Metagross? I, frankly, hope so. They've got a Capacious Bucket and a Melanie that they have in their hand. I think they searched for that then. They're going to attach to the Sobble. So I think they are, yep, they are looking to attack with their Calyrex. Do they have the VMAX? They do. They're going to level ball for a Drizzile and then evolve. They're going to deal a ton of damage, which is pretty powerful, but we can move the energies off and then Cheryl. The only thing that can stop us from doing that is a reset stamp at this point. So I'm feeling relatively comfortable. I do not think they are likely to play that this turn. We move the energies off. We utilize our Cheryl, we put the energies back on, and then we max rush, and hopefully we can get ourselves going from there to potentially take a couple of prizes down the line. That would be very nice. I'd appreciate that quite a lot. So they're going to max lance. Do they max lance for 130, for 250? Do they ride of the High King? Potentially. That could also be a play. I'm not entirely sure which way is the best way to go for them here, but it is definitely a good spot for them to be in if I don't get the Cheryl this turn. So they're thinking, as long as my opponent doesn't play Cheryl, I should be fine. And I'm just going to play Cheryl. So we're going to move the energy off of the Metagross. Put that onto the bench. Just end that there. We're going to play Cheryl. Boop. Heal that 100 damage off. I like that quite a lot. Then we're going to attach the Spiral Energy. We're going to move the energy back to the active with our Bronzong. We can use Evo Incense here if we want to as well. We can grab ourselves another VMAX, which I like quite a lot. We don't want our Metagross to be targeted down by our opponent. And then we can max rush. We're going to do 200 damage thanks to weakness, which is very nice. And now with the boss in our hand, we can knock out another VMAX if they choose to evolve. Or we can potentially research and try and find a switch to attack with a fresh Metagross VMAX next turn. Or we can boss something up and utilize Zeraora if we find the correct pieces for that combo as well. So there's a lot of things we can do here. I will say that this deck, its big problem is that it is very slow to start up, right? The damage in the early game is very awkward, but once you start hitting things for 250 and then get the Zeraora to attack, it actually works surprisingly well. It's one of those ones where I was genuinely surprised that it was happening. So, you know, it's one of those... It's one of those things, isn't it? One of those interesting things. They're going to snipe the Bronzong. Now, we've got Bird Keeper here, so they max lance. We can just Bird Keeper into a fresh Metagross and actually take the knockout on this Calyrex, which is really good. I think we might even... Well, now with the switch, we could even boss if we want to. This could be a good play. We've actually drawn into the exact cards we need to use Zeraora V to knock out our opponent's Calyrex on the bench. So we could attach an energy, switch into Zeraora, knock out something on the bench like the Drizzile maybe, with boss's orders, and then knock out the Calyrex as well. I think that we might potentially do this. I'm gonna give it a go. It's a massive gamble. It's a massive gamble. But you know what? This is why we built the deck. This is the reason. Let's boss out the Calyrex. We're going to deal a bunch of damage to it. We're going to cross fist. We're going to deal 160 to the bench and 100 to the active. So we are in a very interesting spot now. It all comes down to these prizes. Reset Stamp, Metal Saucer. Metal Saucer is excellent. Cheryl is excellent as well. So our opponent can knock the Zeraora out here, but we can actually just power another Metagross up and heal all the damage off of our benched Pokemon, which is incredible. And we're unlikely to lose our hand unless our opponent uses Reset Stamp. So, yeah. Is this a deck? Am I playing a deck? Am I playing a deck of Pokemon cards? Probably not. probably not, but it's still interesting that it's working, so we can't complain about it. The unfortunate thing is that we're actually not going to be able to knock out the Calyrex VMAX in the active, because it has 320 HP. Our first max rush is only going to be dealing, what, 200, so that's unfortunate. Now, our opponent's sniping away at this Metagross. I think they're hopeful that they can get the knockout with their Inteleons, and to be fair, next turn they would be able to do it, but we have another Cheryl in our hand, and we're attacking this turn, so we are looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good here. The only thing that could be better is if we get, like, if we top deck, like, a Zacian and another energy. If we top deck 2 cards and win the game, that would be incredible. Alrighty, we've got a Cheryl. We heal all of that damage off. That must be a hard one to take. Then we Metal Saucer. We attach the Spiral Energy as well. And then we can just start attacking. We're just going to Max Rush. We're going to deal a ton of damage to this Calyrex. It won't knock it out, but it's pretty good. We're also going to reset Stamp. You got a big hand. I don't like that. Oh, that big hand you got there. It's a bit tedious. Yeah, let's Max Rush. We'll deal 100. They can hit into us. They can never knock us out. And we can deal 250 to whatever our opponent brings into the active. Or, if they switch into the active with something fresh, we can Bird Keeper into the other Metagross and go from there. Looks like they're not interested. They're just going to concede. Good deck. Alrighty, another game. I'll give you another one for this because I think the deck is fun and I like it. Let's quick ball. I'm going to get rid of, I think, the boss or the Bird Keeper. Let's get rid of the Bird Keeper. And we will grab ourselves a Zacian V. We didn't get to use it last game. We're going to use it now. Let's Intrepid Sword. Getting an energy is very good. And getting a Bronzong is also very good. It's a shame that we top decked the Cheryl, but we've got an energy, we've got a research, and we've got the Bronzong in hand. And it is going to be almost impossible for our opponent to knock out the Metagross in the active, no matter what they're playing. They've started Crobat, and they're throwing a Dedenne down straight away. So, still don't know quite what our opponent is playing. They've got a Welder there, and a Rare Candy. Could this be like a Charizard deck? Am I looking at a Charizard? It is going to be a Charizard deck. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, we are playing against a single prize deck that has weakness advantage. So if we can win this, I'll feel very, very good about myself. We've got an energy, we've got a Bronzong, we've got a research. I think... Is there a way for us to knock that Charmander out? There isn't. Oh my gosh, that's so annoying. If I could have knocked that Charmander out this turn, I would have been so happy with that, because I could have bossed it up and then potentially knocked it out. But Synchro Hammers, what does it do? 60 plus 90, I think it is. Let's just evolve into our Bronzong. We will we'll attach an energy. And then we will research. We'll thin out those cards, grab ourselves something more. And we've got a Metagross, so that's pretty good. I like that. I like that a lot. We will Pokecom away our Metagross. We're going to grab... I think we grab another Metagross. I think that's probably the safest thing. The Zeraora is good, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. We could get it and take the knockout of the Dedenne. I feel like the Metagross is safer. Yeah, this is fine. We'll Metal Transfer, we'll move the energy to the active, and then I think we're going to start max rushing. Our opponent needs to have an absolutely bonkers turn to ever get close to knocking this thing out. So, let's max rush, we'll deal 100, and we will next turn be dealing 250 with this Metagross, which is very good. Our opponent needs, like, Charizard, energy, switch, Leon in hand. They need a whole bunch of stuff. If they have the Leon in hand, then they can knock me out. Or they need to discard 2 Leons to get the KO here. Looks like they do have the Charizard, so that's a little bit concerning. They've got a Rare Candy into Charizard. Don't do it. Don't do it. If these last 2 cards are energy... Well, he needs to draw more cards, right? Oh, he's got Battle Sense as well. I completely forgot. I did make a post-rotation version of this that I played live, so if you want to check that out, you can definitely go across and do it. There's a Fire Energy, so it's just a pass. We've survived. Our opponent didn't play Supporter last turn, so I don't think it's ever correct to use Marnie here. I think we are good to just grab Zeraora. And I think we just take our knockout, right? We take our 2 prizes on this Crobat, and we leave it at that. I don't think that there's anything more to be done. We don't Marnie, because our opponent can't have that good of a hand. They didn't play a supporter, so they don't have a supporter in their hand. Or at least they don't have a supporter that they want to play. Let's just max rush. I think that's fine. We'll take the knockout. We'll take 2 prizes and move on with our lives. But now I'm a little bit more concerned. They do have an opportunity to put some pressure onto us here, which I don't like. Promoting the Dedenne is a good sign. That is a good sign for us. And next turn, we could actually use Zeraora to take a knockout on the Dedenne if we find a way to push it to the bench. So, very nice. Our opponent bins a Welder and a Charizard, so the card that they got must have been very good. They've discarded 2 Charizards and 2 Welders already. Air Balloon. Okay, so we might be seeing our first attack of the game. Do they have the Leon from hand? They do. Okay, so they're going to knock us out with perfect maths here. And now we are in a very awkward spot. But we can still get a knockout with Zeraora, because we did attack with a Rapid Strike Pokemon last turn. So we can still get the knockout. We attach the Spiral Energy. We've got 1 Metal Saucer. If we research into another Metal Saucer here, we can win. Well, not win the game. We can take 2 prizes on the Dedenne. So let's hope we get a Metal Saucer, and we do. Okay, so even though we lose our Metagross, we still have an attack with Zeraora this turn. We're going to deal 100 to the Charizard and then knock the Dedenne out on the bench. And we've stamped our opponent to 3. So they are going to find it very difficult to knock out this Zeraora this turn. Which means that we can again attack with our next Zeraora next turn, because we can move all the energies around and then use the second Zeraora to take the last couple of prizes, which would be good. The only way our opponent can stop us from doing that is having their Leon in hand again. They're going to Battle Sense. Did they just get rid of another rare candy? That's incredible. That is incredible. So our opponent with an Air Balloon onto the active Charizard and another Leon from hand. What? Alright, Royal Blaze takes another knockout. Wow. They've had literally everything this game. What do I do about this? Let's put the Zeraora into the active, I suppose. Bird Keeper. Okay, we need to draw into, like... What do we need to draw into here? Like, double Saucer? 1 Saucer's fine. 1 Saucer can take a knockout here on this Charizard, because we can Synchro Hammer here, right? And knock this Charizard out. So let's do that. We'll play down the Path of the Peak so that they can't use any other support Pokemon, and then we Synchro Hammer to knock out the Charizard. Now, does our opponent have an incredible turn where they Welder to a Charmander into their rare candy Charizard? They've only got 1 Charizard left. They've already discarded 2 of them, and I've knocked out 1. So hopefully we've done enough to slow this thing down. We've got Path of the Peak in play. Surely we've put ourselves in a position where our opponent can't win. We have to have gotten past that. And then next turn we can use our Zeraora to win. But energy into research. Oh my gosh. Well, at least they can't attack us this turn. They cannot attack. So I think we've gotten away with it here. I think we've gotten away with one. Rare candy into their last Charizard. They just drew into their last rare candy and Charizard off of that research. What? Oh my word. They've literally got all of their Charizards in the discard pile. I cannot believe that. Luckily they've researched, so they can't Welder, but turns out we were that close to getting absolutely destroyed by this Charizard deck. And I mean, we've been really lucky because they've had to play down 2 prize Pokemon, which is not something that they'd be looking to do generally. Looks like they're going to Battle Sense. They're going to thin themselves out. We do have the Spiral Energy and the Switch, but you could just imagine that they're just going to rip out the one-of reset stamp that they have, right? You're just going to stamp us and we're going to lose? No, it's fine. Okay. Well, we've got all the pieces. Let's throw down the Spiral Energy. We will Metal Transfer onto our Zeraora. We'll move all of those energies across, and then we can switch We could have used Boss's Orders, we could have used Zacian, but I'm just going to cross-fist and knock out the Sobble on the bench. I can't believe it. I cannot believe how much they were popping off that game and we still managed to win. So there is our deck, but how good is it actually? Well, I mean, come on, it's not that good. Playability-wise, I'm giving it a C. It can probably stand up in the metagame sometimes, but it's obviously not quite there, and it's not quite as consistent as you'd like anyway. It does require a little bit of work in the early game to get it going, but honestly, value-wise, I'm giving this one an A. It's super cheap. You can pick up Metagross VMAXs like super easily at the moment. They're like a pack each, if that, and fun-wise, this combo is incredible to get off. When it goes good, and I like it. It feels fun. I'm giving this one a B-. It is not a good deck, but it's not terrible either. It definitely works. I'm sitting down here today. What a surprising place to have been. We've got plenty of people to thank. Thank you very much to everyone who's come along for today's video, and especially thank you to my members, Dadbot, Azazel, Wilds Depot. Appreciate your Ascended memberships. You guys are genuine heroes. Fernando, Yolo, Stephen Ty, Agent Abel, Josiah, Austin, Leaf Devour, Robsy, Brad Chinks, Brad, Justin, Crocotako, Drew, Brad, DJ, Cameronius, and DJ, and Tay. Thank you for being Royal Sableyes, and all of the people over there. They're over here now. In white, Mega Sableyes, appreciate your contribution. If you want to become a member, there's a button down below. Otherwise, I will see you next time for more from the Sableyes. Bye.